you behind. Borrow vessels like the Shunammite woman. Close your door and multiply your oil. You know, there are things that you cannot just do in the open. When you're multiplying your gift, you can't do it in the open. You have to close your door like this woman did and multiplied her oil. So when she goes out with that oil, it's already enough. It's already refined. It's already in its best state to earn her value. What do you tell yourself every day? Do you tell yourself, I'm just a loser? I don't know what I was created to be? Or do you tell yourself that I'm good enough to go out into this world with my refined gift and create this gift will create room for me in high places? Be a masterpiece, my dear. Don't despise the chastening of So don't ever get angry when your colleague succeeds, because life does not at all respect age. You can be in the same class with someone and they get a 0 and you get a 100%. Will you not know exactly what you did to get that 100%? Is it not God that gives children, but a woman who carries the gift of a child? Remember this, family. Your blessing can never be a mistake. You are blessed so that you can bless others. God will teach you the steps so that you can guide someone through how to succeed. Proverbs 18:16 says, a man's gift can create room for him. A man's gift can create room for him. So when reading this verse, one of your free days, I'd urge you to replace the word a man with your name. So for example, Sarah's gift can make room for her. Sarah's gift can make room for her, and you can put your name in the place of a man. Welcome back to this YouTube channel, family. Hope you're doing well this third month of the year 2023. I go by the name SarahAyuma, the all-round nutritionist. And as always, if you're new here, please click the subscribe button below. Click the subscribe button below and support this channel. And thank you so much to those who have already subscribed, because you make this channel and these topics worth doing. Thank you so much also to those who DM me every once in a while suggesting topics. Thank you so much, because you make my work a bit easier and you make it interesting. Those topics make my life and my world interesting, even on YouTube channel. Please remember to subscribe, to like, to comment, to share your favorite videos, even as you practice your favorite lessons, especially those that you've learned from this channel. Please watch this video to the very end. So today's topic will be, let your gifts open doors for you, and choose to change your negative mindset. So family, I must say here that life and success are spiritual, not worldly. Life and success are spiritual and not worldly. When Proverbs speaks of a gift, I don't think it means bribe. Proverbs does not mean bribe. A gift is a God-given ability. What's the difference between a gift and a skill? A gift is inbuilt. A skill can be acquired or learned. A gift can only be developed. You can't acquire a gift. You can acquire a skill, but you can't acquire a gift. Like for me, my gift, and I must say this, that for a very long time I was praying and asking God to reveal to me what he gave me as a gift. Little did I know, just like the Shunammite woman, that I had something inside me that I didn't see as a gift. It was so normal, my normal way of life. I do that very naturally. That, and if someone asked me, I'd have told them, I don't have anything else but this. So that thing that you call but this, that you do very naturally. If you are at a space or place like me where I was asking God, God, what is my gift? Just think about the thing that you do very naturally. Think about that. Think about the thing that, and most of the time people will keep complimenting you about it, and you'll be wondering, really? That this doesn't deserve a compliment, but that is your gift. That is your God given gift. And that you can only develop, that you cannot acquire. You can acquire a skill like, uh, skills are like what? Hmm. Being a good accountant. Accounting, I think, is a skill um, that I acquired and that I developed or practiced for some time. So, a gift is a God given ability that can be developed. A skill is anything that can be acquired or learned and also developed. And this gift that you have, that I have, makes room uh, for the gifted individual, not his brother or not his friend. Your gift can only make room for you, not your brother, not your sister, not your friend, not your cousin, not your family, but room for you. Anyone who tells you that Joseph was a dreamer, Joseph in the Bible was a dreamer, is lying to you. Because Joseph had an ability to interpret dreams. So your gift can take you and I from where we are at right now to where God wants us to be. Second Kings 4 says, Elisha talks about Elisha and the woman with some oil. Elisha asked this lady what she had in her house. And family, I have come to learn that sometimes most of the time, we miss it because we go looking far away for blessings that are in our houses or even in ourselves. You and I need discernment to recognize our blessings. So this lady, when asked, even didn't place value in the oil that she had in her hand, in her house. She had some oil in her house. But what did she say? I don't have anything else other than just a little amount of oil in my house. So meaning that she did not even value that oil that she had in her house. She did not see it as a something that can save her from her financial problem or situation. The same way people downsize the worth of their gifts. I told you when I was starting this video that before I noticed or realized what my gift was, if anyone asked me, what is your gift? I wouldn't have answered because I never placed enough value on my gift back then because I did not even recognize it as a gift from God. So sometimes we go looking far away for things that are actually within us or just within our environment because we downsize the worth of those gifts or things that are within us or within our environment. No one is a biological accident. There's always room for everyone who wants to rise up. Your gift will not seem like it can make you until you start, listening or to testimonies that people give about your gift. Your gift will never seem like it can make you a bigger or greater person until you start paying attention to the testimonies that people say or testimonies that come from things you do so naturally using your gift. The greatness isn't in your similarity of gifts, but in your uniqueness. So ask yourself what makes you different. So, for example, you have this gift of singing. Hmm? And maybe many people can sing or are gifted by that very gift of singing. What makes you different from the others? That's where your greatness lies. Your distinction is your greatness. not how similar you can do things with the other people who are gifted with the same thing that you have. So master your difference and keep asking yourself how different your gift is. And that answer to that question will make room for you. Refine your gift, because your gift at its default stage isn't good enough. Don't choose to be a lazy person. Among all graduates, everyone who graduates from the universities, what will make you different even in the job industry? Don't ever stop developing your gift. Go that extra mile and refine your gift. Don't let any man talk you down when it comes to your gift, and especially when you're doing the refining. Refine that gift until it's notable enough to break all barriers. And by barriers here, I'm talking about age barriers, ethnical barriers, um, background barriers, maybe even have a medical condition. It will break that barrier. People will stop seeing you as this person with this condition. They start seeing you as the very uh, gifted person in your area of, after you've refined your gift. So refine your gift until it's notable enough to break all barriers around. By the way, ladies, your beauty is a gift. Don't feel guilty for being beautiful, and don't misuse it. Choose to be like Esther in the Bible. I must also say that money isn't evil. If you are a thief, then money will make you a bigger thief. If you're immoral, money will give you many options, like renting bigger and better hotels. If you love God and wants to improve lives, money will make you do that. For example, you'll be able to build roads with money. You'll be able to build schools with money. I'm sure the Bible didn't say that money is evil. It said that the love of money is what is evil, because it will make you greedy for that money. It will enhance your negative character. I said, if you are a thief, then money will make you a bigger thief. But if you are after improving lives, then money will make it possible for you to build things like roads, schools, visit the needy in the society, and what have you. That's why you, as a Christian, as a believer, must be successful. You will be rich and blessed for the kingdom. Allow God to put you in a position of influence so that you can legislate for his kingdom through your very well and developed gift. Success depends on you and God. Let no man or woman cheat you that success depends on you, them, and God. No. Even that person who's talking you down so that you stop developing your gift, maybe because it's sorrow, maybe you're a beginner, let them not discourage you, because success depends on you and God. Mungu hatapitia kwa mtu mwingine ati ndio kufanya ukuwe successful. Hapana. Success depends on you and God. Many say if wishes were horses, beggars would ride on white ones. But wishes are not horses. But do you know what? You can make your wish become a horse and ride on it very gloriously. So how many books are you reading to develop your God-given gift? How many videos are you watching to develop your gift? Are you using your bundles to watch important things, or are you using your bundles and Wi-Fi to watch things that don't even add value to you and your gift? Because how you choose to use the resources that you have will determine whether your gift will be developed or your gift will remain dormant and raw for the rest of your life. And if you don't choose intentionally to use the resources you have, like Wi-Fi's, like books, even the money you have to buy books or to invest in a Wi-Fi so that you can watch important videos, trust you me, you'll start feeling envious of people who've chosen to use bundles, internet, and even the money they have to buy books to develop their gifts. When their gift starts shining because they've been well refined, you start becoming envious. Utaanza kusema huyu tu na tulisoma na yeye juzi, hata hakuna kenye anajua. Imagine, that is you speaking about someone. Because some of us just watch movies year in, year out. I always tell people, invest your time and resources to develop your gift. In fact, I think years back, I also used to just watch movies. I could even spend 24 hours, 48 hours, sometimes even not sleeping because of movies. But I sat myself down. I had a small meeting with myself and asked myself, how many hours of a month have I wasted watching movies? And there were so many. So from that point in time, I made a choice, personal choice, that in every 24 hours, I will use my time to develop my gift. In every 24 hours, I will watch things that develop my gift. In every 24 hours, I'll read things that develop my gift. In every 24 hours, I will look at social media and recognize someone that needs help that I can give using my gift, and I will go to them and help them, no matter how small my help will be. But in 24 hours of each day, I decided to use my time and resources to develop, enhance, and perfect, refine my gift to perfection. Of course, I'm still working in progress, but what can I say? I can say that I'm not where I used to be. I'm not who I used to be back in the day when I used to just watch movies. In fact, if someone asked me about, there's no movie that was famous that I didn't know about. But now I don't even know which movies people are on people's screens. I don't know. And it's by choice. So I chose to spend time with the mentors. Sometimes I ask, especially ladies, because I'm a lady, I can only speak from what I understand the most. I ask ladies, how many old women that are successful in their gifts? How many of your role models, old ladies that have grown, lived their lives, do you talk to? Or do you just talk to people your age and people beneath you? Who do you talk to? Who are your mentors? Do you choose to spend time with them? Or do you just choose to spend time with your age mates? Of course, it's good to spend time with your age mates, but it's wiser to spend time with your mentors. Because from a mentor, spending 1 hour with your mentor is equal to, it's not even equal to you spending 24 hours with your age mates. And it's from your mentor that you can also be a mentor to someone younger than you. When you're talking to young people, what types of conversations do you have with them? Are you in a position to advise them, to guide them through life? And what will put you in that position as a woman? It's you spending time with your mentors more than you spending time with your age mates. I don't know. Learn to recognize difference and honor that difference. If someone is successful, recognize that they are successful and that they have something that you are still yet to learn about. Honor them. You'll get so much from honoring people who are above you. And by honor, just, tell someone thank you. Buy a gift, take to them. Offer yourself to help them. Be in their environment so that you can tap into their blessings. So that they can even teach you things that you do not know. It is the patients that usually go looking for doctors in their well-established institutions called hospitals. So don't just sit there and expect doctors, and here by doctors I mean mentors, to come looking for you. Get up, my dear. Make a decision to make your life better. There are young people who shock me, by the way, by sleeping until 11 a.m. Let me ask you, what are you doing in bed at 11 a.m.? How much value have you added to your gift by sleeping until 11 a.m. every day? How much value have you added to your gift through your sleep? If if someone told you to sleep every day, 24 hours a day for 365 days in a year, how much value will you have added to yourself? How much refining will you have added to yourself? Do you understand that when you die, you'll sleep for the rest of your dead days, if I may say? Get up at 5 a.m., pray for your day, command your day, sit down with a notebook, plan for your day, and then prepare and go out for your day. In fact, my mom, may the Lord rest her soul in eternal peace. I thank God for my mom's lessons because they are still ringing in my mind even up to now. Children should and must be taught between the ages of 0 and 13, because after 13, then they enter another developmental stage in their life where taking in lessons will be a bit hard. So my mom made sure that she taught me these lessons between the ages of 0 and 13 years. And this is one of her lessons. That every day, regardless of whether that day is a weekend, a Saturday, or a Sunday, or a weekday. In fact, on weekdays, we used to wake up at 5. On weekends, you must have woken up by 7 a.m. latest. On weekdays, of course, for the better part of my childhood, I think we didn't have a house help, so we had to wake up early. Being a firstborn, prepare myself for school, and also assist my siblings in preparing themselves for school so that the weight can be lifted from my mom, because my mom would handle things like tea and what have you from the kitchen. But things like brushing my siblings' shoes, I used to brush them at the evening before the day that they are going to put on. Washing clothes, it was my mom who used to wash their clothes or our clothes. And mopping the house, I used to mop the house in the evening. After school, I used to mop the house. What else did I used to do? Cooking supper, I used to cook supper, bathe my siblings, make sure they are clean, and feed them, because sometimes my mom would be in school, maybe on duty, and she would come home a bit late. So the children should have taken a shower, the house should have been cleaned up, the shoes should have been brushed, utensils washed, and things like that. So that morning, we'd wake up very early to assist, at least in my siblings' preparations to go to school. And we used to wake up by 5. But during weekends, we were supposed to be up by 7 a.m. to go look for something that we could do. And we weren't allowed to take breakfast before taking a bath. And these are rules that I still, when I lazy around, because there are days that someone can be lazy in one way or the other. These rules keep ringing behind at the back of my mind, that I should wake up by 7 a.m., even during weekends, and take a bath before taking breakfast. So let me ask you, when you're busy yawning in your bed at 12 p.m., how many hours of your 24 hours have you wasted sleeping? And that's why you'll sit there wondering why things aren't working for you and why they're working for someone else. And that's where envy comes in. I must say that God is merciful, but God is also just. So avoid being a day sleeper, my dear. Let your refined gift create opportunities for you. Don't sit in an ocean and beg for water. Maybe I'll just repeat this statement. Don't sit in an ocean and be begging other people for water. Let the spirit of creativity visit you in Jesus' mighty name. Allow yourself to survive what others have not survived. Don't let or allow inferiority complex derail or pull you behind. Borrow vessels like the Shunammite woman. Close your door and multiply your oil. You know, there are things that you cannot just do in the open. When you're multiplying your gift, you can't do it in the open. You have to close your door like this woman did and multiplied her oil. So when she goes out with that oil, it's already enough. It's already refined. It's already in its best state to earn her value. What do you tell yourself every day? Do you tell yourself, I'm just a loser? I don't know what I was created to be? Or do you tell yourself that I'm good enough to go out into this world with my refined gift and create this gift will create room for me in high places? Be a masterpiece, my dear. Don't despise the chastening of God. No one will ask you how many times you had a miscarriage when you finally give birth to your refined gift. So don't be discouraged. When your gift is spectacular, I must say that it will definitely draw attention amidst an environment that has never seen such a thing. And allow me to use this word, amidst an ignorant environment. Your gift, how can I put it? Your gift will stand out. It will draw attention amidst an ignorant environment. Psalms 122:9, family. When your gift draws attention and people willingly start paying for it, remember that the money that you get, because people some will pay with their time, some will pay for your gift by marketing you, some will pay for your gift with money. So this money that you'll get for your refined gift isn't just to be used for vacations and buying cars. That money, you and I should use it for kingdom advancement. And when you do this, you will indeed be blessed to be a blessing to someone else. The other day I was listening to a certain preacher, teach about tithing. Tithing and offering aren't the only ways to invest in God's kingdom or in God's economy. When you receive money, part of it must be tithed. I spoke about tithing in another video of mine. Tithing is just recognizing God for being the giver of that which you have. So if you don't tithe, it means you don't recognize God as the giver of that which you have. So part of the money that you receive should be tithe. Part of it should be used as offering. Part of it should be used to bless your parents. I said in my previous video that parents should not do things for their children expecting something back. But you as a child, just remember how your parent has struggled to bring you up. And trust you me, you'll give to them very naturally. You'll not even wait for them to ask or expect from you. Every end of the month, you'll be giving to your parents something. And even if you're married, you should be giving to both your mother-in-law, your father-in-law, your biological mom, and your biological dad in equal portions. So when you get married, now you have how many pockets to fill in? 4 pockets. 4 parental pockets every month. And for me, when you do that, it's also a form of honoring your parents. And we are commanded to honor our parents as children. And it has a blessing. It has a blessing. Don't be in this category of children who your parents just see you doing big things out there, whereas they are struggling. No. Honor them. Give them something. It will not cost you anything. If anything, wakitamka baraka, you continue being blessed. Another part of what you receive as compensation for your well-refined gift should be used to bless people and improve on the lives, especially those lives that have been hit with adversities. And I know in Mother's Union, and I think this is my area of compassion, we are called forth even as women to help those who experience adversities in their lives. So part of your money should also be used for that, and part of it should be saved. You should save part of your money, like the Proverbs 31 kind of a woman who saves for the rainy days, so that when they come, they don't shake her. She is well prepared for them. Some of what you get should be used for kingdom advancement continuously so that souls can be saved. How do you use your money for kingdom advancement? You use it by finding a need in the house of God and commit to solving it. You and I are the church. You can buy seats, even 5 of them, for the church, so that sinners, when sinners come and sit on those seats, they become saved. You buy seats and you pray for them and say that anyone who sit here, if they're not saved, they shall be saved. Some of us should change some of our prayers. Don't pray to be blessed so that you can shame your haters or those that looked down on you. No. Pray instead to be blessed so that you can be used to save souls. Not even so that you can be announced, maybe in church, but just to bring souls to Christ. If you love God, there must be a traceable line of godly success. I must say here, my dear ones, that transitions are instant, but the preparation takes time. Transitions are instant, but preparations takes time. Some of us are praying to have husbands. Oh, I've been single for how long? Some of us are praying to have wives. Oh, I've been single for how long? Why do you pray to have a wife? Number 2, have you taken time to prepare yourself for that transition? Or do you just want a transition for the sake of publicity? Ijulikane tu wewe uliolewa ama ulioa. Have you taken time to prepare for that transition? Even mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, socially. Are you letting go of behaviors that you had so that you can incorporate good behaviors that will make you a wife? Or are you waiting to be married so that you can stop doing those funny things that you're doing? Are you training yourself to be a good cook continuously so that when you get married, you don't get tired cooking for your husband and family? Or are you just sitting there hoping to find a man who is a good cook so that he can be cooking for you? So, my dear friends, I must repeat this, that transitions are instant. The day you'll just be married, you'll be married, by the way. It's instant. But problems come up when people have not taken time to prepare in advance for that transition. Hapo ndio shida hutokea. Someone wants to act single whereas they are married. Someone refuses to cook whereas they are the wife in the house. People, husbands, refusing to provide and protect and be the priest, whereas they're the husbands in the house. Meaning they did not prepare for that job or transition in advance. And this is why I tell young men, start practicing going to church, praying for yourself, so that when you're called to pray for your child, then it's not an issue. When you're called to pray for your wife, then it's not an issue. It actually starts becoming an issue when you've not practiced or prepared for your roles beforehand. But when you prepare, it is easier. So transitions are instant, but preparation takes a lot of time. Look even at Jesus Christ. He completed his work in a very short time, but how long did it take him to prepare for that short time of transition? Very many years of silence. There's a lot of time in Jesus' life that no activity is mentioned. That time he was using to prepare himself. And that's why I will urge you, my dear, to use some quiet time to prepare, to refine, and nurture your gift so that when it comes out, it's different, it's refined, and it will definitely make room for you in this generation. So don't sit there complaining how non-believers are in high places of power, whereas you've constantly refused to refine your gift. You must understand leadership principles if you want to be a leader. You must understand organizational skills. You must understand leadership skills. You must know how to communicate. You must know crisis management as a leader. So if your leadership principles, organization skills, leadership skills, communication skills, and crisis management are at zero, who do you expect to lead? And hapa kwa crisis management, that's where even most people should focus on. Because if you know how to manage a crisis, then you can do anything else in this life. Anything that you'll start, you'll be able to follow through. You'll be able to finish before you rest. I keep telling people, crisis management skills are the most important skills in life. If you want even to be a pastor to lead a crowd, equip yourself with crisis management skills. You see, there's some, let me just mention this. There's some preachers who sit in their offices. Maybe there's a function that they've organized for. But they sit in their offices and keep sending someone to peep how many congregants are in the pews in church. So this person who's been sent to go and peep comes and tells this pastor, we only have 2 people. And this actually discourages this pastor. Just because you don't have a quorum doesn't mean you can't do your work. You should be in a position to still do your work with or without a quorum. And it is those 2 people who will bring others. It is how good your work is that will bring other people and other people. Not posters that people keep printing here to invite people for things. It's your refined gift that will bring people to that event. It is your crisis management skills that will keep you going even when you're experiencing a crisis as a leader. But if it's at zero, so why should you complain that other non-believers are in high places of power? Just because, maybe they are not saved, but they've worked on their gifts, they've refined their gifts intentionally, they have good leadership principles, organization skills, leadership skills, they know how to communicate, they know how to manage crisis. Why should you complain if you refuse to work on your gift? You, that is a good Christian, follower of Christ. By the way, who are you following? Even Christ refined his gifts. That's why he was able to work in a very short time. Lakini unataka tu ukue hapo. The exams, you don't want to prepare for exams. You want to go there and pray and pass. You have a presentation. You don't want to make PowerPoint slides. Unaomba Mungu akuonekanie during the presentation. We are in a very competitive world. If you want to be in high places, you have to choose to refine our gifts. If we choose to be dormant, then shouldn't complain about other people being up there. I must say, my dear, that there's really no magic. It's a process. It's a process for those who are willing to refine and work on their gifts. Avoid being a failure in life. There are some things that will make you not want or feel like refining your gift, no matter how spiritual you are. And I'm going to mention these things. Number one is a dependency mindset. My dear, don't ever allow your parents use their pension monies or borrow money just to feed you and you are over 30 years of age. Take control of your life. I made up my mind long, long ago never to eat supper at my guardian's house, no matter how close I stayed to her. And I remember my grandma complaining, ati unaishi hapa tu na ukuji kunitembelea. But it was a choice that I made. Never to eat supper at her place. No matter how close I am to her place, no matter how hungry I am. And you know what this helped me do? It helped me know how to cook, manage my own house. Uwezi sikia njaa na unakaa hapo kwa hiyo nyumba bila chakula. You'll go look for food. Come cook for yourself. Eat. And even for men, if you don't know how to cook anything, no, teach yourself how to cook rice and beans. Eat. I also made it a decision never to ask money from my grandmother because she's my guardian. Amidst many other goals. And to date, you can ask her. From the time that I moved out, those were so many years ago, over a decade. Mpaka saa hizi, sijawahi muomba pesa. Mpaka saa hizi. I've never. Not that I don't have a crisis in my life, but I teach myself the hard way how to manage my crisis. Not that I don't have downtimes, I have downtimes, but I teach. It is actually through my downtimes that I learn how to maneuver through life the hard way. And do you know that how that has helped her? She doesn't feel my burden. Yes, I'm her granddaughter, but she doesn't feel my burden financially. Ama ati akaange tu akijua mtoto wangu atakuja kukula sapa. Now she even has to plan for my meals. Imagine. And I remember, she can attest. There is one day I told her that namwita Kuhu. My joy would be that I'm able to do me, handle my expenses, handle my life. And to me, that removing that burden from you makes me happy, makes me comfortable. It makes me feel like I honor you. That I've learned to do life by myself is actually a big honor to a parent. I told her that one day. She can tell you if you meet her. So don't, my dears, don't be a parasite to anyone. Choose to not be a parasite to anyone. Use your time to refine your gifts. Imagine a husband getting angry at his wife just because the wife did not wake him up on time for work. So let me ask you, that husband. So is your wife your mother or is she your wife? Because your mom used to wake you up when you were a child to go back to go to school, to prepare and go to school, to prepare and go to church. Now you should have learned time management in your adulthood. By the time you're marrying this woman, you should have learned time management personally. Kuna kesi zingine hata hazistahili kuwa kesi, by the way. Ati mtu hawezi jiamsha kwenda kazini, hawezi jiamsha kwenda kanisani. Hajawahi jifunza time management from the time he was young to now. Hajawahi. So ni mke wake amfunze time management. This is a person who did not prepare for that transition of being a husband. And to add on that, these days we have phones, we can set alarms, or even buy a watch that you can set alarms to wake you up on time. You should strive to be a blessing in any interaction that you're in and not a parasite. Number 2 thing that I'll talk about, the first one was a dependency mindset. being a parasite instead of being a blessing in the interactions that you are in. Number two, don't generalize failure. Imagine earning 200,000 per month, and after 5 years, you don't even have a plot of land to show for the money that you've been earning. For the savings, have you not been saving? Have you just been, spending like you are in a race? And most of us spend just for show off. What do you gain from that? From spending just so that you can show people? Hmm? And here I want to say this, ladies, especially you ladies. I had on, sijui alikuwa anaitwa nani? This lady. I'll Google her name. Hmm? Let me even just Google her name. She said she was also an orphan. Hmm? Give me a minute. Sorry for this. Hmm? Yes, Nairobi. Huh? I have to mention her. Sorry, I don't like mentioning people in my videos. At Nairobi, the YouTuber, who broke up with the and the Euphorian, Nairobi and Euphorian. And then Nairobi was telling people how 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 she used to buy gifts for herself just to make what is his name, Euphorian, look like a man. So ladies, why should you be buying gift for yourself just to make your man look like a man? You should have recognized that there's a problem right there. If you have to buy a gift for you, it is not wrong to buy yourself something, ladies. But buying yourself big things, that's why I go and buy myself a car and then say it's from my man. How? Why would I do that? That money I should have spent in doing what? In even building a house. Right now, she's still living in rentals, apartments. I'm sure she would have afforded a better, much better life if she used her monies wisely. Look, if a man doesn't buy you gifts, don't buy yourself gifts in his name. Let him own up. And these things, they come very naturally. Ladies, I want to ask you, don't you feel just naturally good about someone that you just buy her? Yani unaenda mahali kwa supermarket ama kwa gift shop. I run a gift shop, I know. It's because of that good, nice, natural feeling that you feel that you buy someone a gift. So if someone is not feeling that, why should you publicize him like buying yourself a gift? If he's not there, he's not there. He did not refine he did not prepare himself for that transition of being a provider and a gifter. If you say you love someone, then you should give. For God so loved the world that he gave his only son. Sasa wewe unasema unapenda mtu mpaka umemuoa na haumpei. Hiyo ni mapenzi kweli? Nah, don't be the Nairobi of this generation, please. Sorry, Mama, for what you went through, but there are some things that I know that were choices from your end. And if you took time to sit back with yourself in a personal meeting, you'd have made better choices for yourself. So ladies, don't be Nairobi. Don't be like her. So now she starts coming to cry to us, telling us things that happened to her because maybe she was naive at some point. And maybe she did not prepare for that transition. And then again, if you choose to do videos with your husband, please practice some crisis management tactics. I've mentioned those in this video. Because mtakosana vibaya sometimes. What videos will you be doing during those downtimes? Anyway, I've said my own. So don't be a parasite to everyone. Use your time to refine your gifts. Imagine that one I had mentioned. All right. Mm. Strive to be a blessing and not a parasite. Then I was here. If you're earning 200,000 a month, my dear, ask yourself for 5 years, what do you have to show? You know, I've been in the finance industry for a very long time, and I'll tell you this. Everything that I used to save, I used to buy something. My savings are in things that you can see. So when you save, you should have a goal. You should not just save, 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 save. What, what are you saving for? If you're earning 200,000 per month, after 5 years, you've been saving. And by what will allow you to save? By mitigating your expenses. Mitigating your expenses will help you save. If you're earning 10,000, you cannot afford to live in a house that costs 10,000. You can only afford to comfortably live in a house that costs 2,000 shillings. So be willing to be in that house so that you can balance off your expenses. Save as much as you can. Have things to show for your savings. Because now, if you don't have goals, when you're saving, you'll end up going to withdraw that cash. Come on, make a lock here 5 years. After 5 years, you don't have a goal. You withdraw that cash. Na unajua pesa upata kazi. There's no money that stays in your pocket for free. So don't generalize failure just because you've refused to be wise with your income. It's true. You're not the only one who has failed in a certain area in life, but you are also aware of some habits that you have that make you fail in that area. Habits like oversleeping, not using the internet to empower and develop your gift, and instead waste a lot of time watching and listening to funny things. Just check your video watch search history on your internet platform. Check it. Those things that you've been searching and watching and paying attention to, have they developed your gift over time? Or are they things that are just wasting your internet? That is your resource that you've paid for, your parent has paid for. Are they just wasting your time? There are people that every time they fail, they look for someone who has also failed just like them to derive comfort from them. Know something that will exempt you and take responsibility for your failures. Do not generalize failure. Number 3, don't ever have an entitlement mindset. Don't ever believe that someone owes you something in life, because no one owes you anything, by the way. No one owes you your success. It is yours. You have to work for it, sacrifice for it, invest in it. No one owes you making your life better. The government does not owe you anything. Your father does not owe you anything. Your mother doesn't owe you anything. In fact, no one owes you anything. It's not your right. No one is actually responsible for your well-being. If you find yourself blaming a lot of external factors for your failures in life, you need to have a meeting with yourself. Oh, Mara, any government, Mara, it's your parents, or it's the church, or it's this, it's that. Why don't you ever talk about yourself when you fail? And see how much you've contributed to your own failure. See habits that have made you fail. True liberty comes from accepting your role, especially that role that you've played towards your failure. Your destiny isn't in anyone's hands, by the way, but in your hands. Something in you lies to you that the whole world is about you. The whole world is not about you. People have lives they are living, they have things they're handling. By the way, they rarely even think about you. So remember, your success depends on you and God. And if anyone helps you attain that, then they should be a bonus, not your main factor that you should rely on. No. Anyone, be it your parent, be it the government, be it the environment, that helps you reach your goal, they should be a bonus, not your main team player. No. No one and nothing owes you anything. So avoid having an entitlement mindset. Don't also have, this is the number 4 thing that will contribute to you not refining your gift. Don't have a mediocre mindset. People with this mentality say influence and impact is evil. Have you ever been around people who say that influence and impact is evil? These individuals are usually satisfied with being small and quiet. These people think that living an average life is the only way to make it to heaven. It doesn't matter how spiritual you are. This mindset won't allow you refine your gifts. When the church is quiet, it is not influencing decisions and ways of life. It doesn't win souls to Christ. You must refuse this kind of mentality. Mediocrity doesn't bring glory to God. Start small, but see beyond. I'm looking forward to a time where all politicians will be people who know God, so that whenever they are faced with these turmoils, with crisis that might maybe even push them to bribing and to doing the wrong things that God says they shouldn't do, they will be sober Christians, sober people, mentally up here to make sober decisions for this country. But if you see a person, who is a well-developed, established, refined Christian wanting to be a politician, na unamwambia politics na Ukristo hauingiani, I don't know how your mind thinks. And that's the kind of mindset that you should do away with. Mediocrity mindsets. Mediocrity does not bring glory to God. Mediocrity does not win souls for God. Strive to be in places of influence, using your refined gift so that you can win souls to God. Imagine, let me use someone who maybe is not. Imagine a famous, very famous, maybe musician who doesn't sing gospel songs. When they just say that Jesus is Lord, how many people has that statement influenced? How many? So strive even as a believer to be in these high places of power so that you can influence people, and your influence will bring souls to God and will glorify God. Your way of living different will bring souls to God. Don't just be satisfied with, I can pay my bills, I can feed my family, I have this, I have a car, I have a Pro Box. Hata unaona kununua Prado is a sin. Really? That is mediocrity mindset, and it doesn't glorify God at all. Strive to be legally in high places of influence so that you can win souls for Christ. Number 5, don't be lazy. Avoid procrastination. This I will do tomorrow mindset is making many gifts dormant. And I mentioned earlier that your gift in its raw form is never good enough. Lazy people hate begging. By the way, it's funny that lazy people hate begging because they feel embarrassed to beg. Na hapo ndio entitlement mindset inakujia. Because they are feeling embarrassed to beg, then they'll start doing what? Telling your parents, writing them bad messages. That you were supposed to give me this, but you did not. I'm so disappointed in you. Who is supposed to be responsible for your life? Is it your parent, especially when you're an adult? It's not your parent or anyone. No one knows you anything. You're not entitled to anything, by the way. You made wrong decisions. You have to suffer the consequences of those decisions if you don't choose to improve your way of life. When it is time to get up and act, you decide not to. Time doesn't wait for anyone. If you wait for everything to be perfect, you will never move forward. When you sleep for 8 hours a day, when you turn 30 years of age, you've already, when you sleep for 8 hours a day, by the time you're turning 30 years of age, you've only been active for 20 years of your life. My friend, this is a ticket to poverty. The devil can use sleep to rob you of your gift. Sleep brings forgetfulness anyway. Wake up at 3 and pray. Command your morning, my dear. Meditate at night. Travail in the spirit. Drag your body out of bed. Why am I telling you to pray at 3? Because many people are sleeping at that time. And your prayers can easily penetrate directly. I also want to mention that uganga mwingi hufanyika usiku. Uganga mwingi hufanyika wapi? Usiku. Wewe ukilala, when you choose not to pray, someone is busy doing witchcraft somewhere. Who between you two, will take control of your destiny? Na ndio maana saa zingine we suffer things that we don't even understand their root causes. Someone has just planted something in your environment when you're choosing to sleep. So, my dear, choose to drag your bodies out of that bed. Don't be lazy. The last thing I'll talk about here is don't have fear. Many people fear repeated failure. By the way, people don't even fear to fail. They fear repeated failure. Something that they failed in their past years. They fear that, happening again. Many people fear repeated failure. They fear embarrassment. It is in failure. It is in your failure, my dear, that you find a path to success. Avoid borrowing cars and shoes and suits just to look successful. Develop yourself to be successful. Faith is obedience, and faith is action. Faith without action is dead. People will talk about you whether you fail or you succeed, but results cannot never be assumed. You're not too young to act, my dear. Your past failures shouldn't make you fear to try again. God gives you and I a spirit of courage. God gives you and I a spirit of what? Of courage. So anytime, even sometimes, I had this fear of even driving. Driving. I had this fear of driving. And you know what that fear made me not do? It made me not practice my driving skills. It made me not practice my driving skills. It made me not practice my driving skills. And then what? If you don't practice your driving skills, what will you be doing? If you don't practice your driving skills, what will you be doing? See, you're driving license. You'll just have a driving license that is valid, that can be used, but is not useful. That is not. You have a license that is not useful. So, my dear, I want to remind you that God doesn't give you a spirit of fear in whatever you choose to do. No matter how many times you fail, God doesn't give you a spirit of fear. Choose to be courageous. Oh, Bwana ni ajabu, usifiwe, uabudiwe. Oh, matendo yako Baba ni ya ajabu, usifiwe, uabudiwe. Oh, matendo yako Bwana ni ajabu, usifiwe, uabudiwe. Oh, matendo yako Baba ni ya ajabu. Mungu, wewe ni Mungu, tumeuona mkono wako. Mungu, wewe ni Mungu, tumeuona mkono wako. Yahweh, jina lako ni Yahweh, mafuta ya shangwe yapo juu yangu. Jina lako ni Yahweh, jina lako ni Yahweh, mafuta ya shangwe yapo juu ya. Usifiwe, uabudiwe, oh, matendo yako Baba ni ya ajabu. Usifiwe, uabudiwe, oh, matendo yako Baba ni ya ajabu. See you in my next video. Thank you for watching to the very end.